Okay, so I'm doing a video on the Singer heavy duty machine. This is just a regular sewing machine. I'm just showing how to do like a basic cleaning. A basic cleaning should be done like after at least every 5 bobbin or thread changes. But yeah, you want to make sure you clean out your machine here under this throat plate here, because it can build up a lot of lint, thread, especially if you're dealing with some lintier materials. Like mine's gets linty a lot after I sew with feather boas and feathers in general, and I just did something with some feathers, so I know it's going to be gunky in there, and I've kind of waited too long to actually clean it, so I just wanted to show how I clean it. So the first thing that I do, I'm going to remove the thread from the machine. When you remove the thread, you always want to cut here and then pull the thread through the machine. You don't want to take the spool and pull it through with all the thread connected still, because that thread can shed and get lint stuck all inside your machine, which decreases the life span of the machine and just gets it all gunky in there, makes it harder for your technician or you if you're the one that services the machine. And again, this is just a quick cleaning. This is not like a full service. This doesn't replace your full service. You can always check with your local sewing stores to see how much their services are, or there's lots of videos on YouTube to learn, and I'm thinking about making a video myself as well. Let's continue with this cleaning. So we're going to take that off, and we're going to remove our bobbin here. Okay, there's also a little lever on the back here that you can take the presser foot off. You can also take the needle out if you want to, but I went ahead and switched this over so that if I do accidentally hit the pedal, the needle does not begin to move. Okay, so the next thing we're going to do is, the sewing machine actually comes with this little tool here that you can use as a screwdriver. If you have lost this tool or didn't have one, or might have bought the machine on Facebook Marketplace and it didn't come with one, you can always go to your local sewing supplier. They may have a replacement, or you can also go to Dollar Tree, and Dollar Tree has like eyeglass repair kits, and they have little tiny screwdrivers. We're just gonna remove these screws here. Zoom in a little so it's a little easier to see. Once you get them going, you can kind of spin them around with your finger. But once I get these screws out, I always just open this up and throw them inside there. That way I don't lose them. If I can get it in there. Okay. And then we're going to go ahead and remove this here. And as you can see, it's like full of gunk. Okay, so you don't want to blow on this here because blowing on it can get it even gunkier. Your seam ripper does come with a little brush. I got this as well. Got a little toothbrush handy. You can also use like a makeup brush or a Q-tip as well. And then you can also use a vacuum if you have the piece. But if you're just using the brush here, you can get this gunk out, and you can like take it off your brush as you get it out. Those feather boas get it real gunky in here, and I haven't cleaned this machine in a while. But if you notice that you're like skipping stitches, or see all the feathers in there. If you notice that you're skipping stitches, or you're having issues and you've changed your needle and you've tried a bunch of different things, gotten into different groups trying to see what's going on, can also try to do a clean to see if that fixes your problem. But now that I've brushed out a little bit, I'm gonna go in with the vacuum and get some of that off. You can use a cordless vacuum specifically for this if you have one, or you can just put an attachment on your regular vacuum. Okay, so the vacuum was loud, so I paused it, but I vacuumed most of the gunk out. Now there's just a few little pieces of lint left. Trying to focus, but that's what came out of the machine. Piece of lint. I'm just going in with a Q-tip, getting some hard to reach places. I wonder if the sewing machine feels how we feel with a Q-tip. Like, does that feel good? So I'm just going in, getting gunk that I wasn't able to reach with the vacuum. It's gunky in there. Okay, I'm gonna switch out Q-tips till you getting all the rest of this gunk out. Now, if you're feeling ambitious and you feel like you have a good idea of how to put this back together, you can also take these screws here out and remove this plate to clean underneath there too. But if you're just doing this for the first time, take your time, because it can be kind of hard to remember what goes where. And if you are trying to figure it out and you don't remember, always take pictures of how your machine was before you start taking it apart. So there's some lint right there that I can't grab my fingers, so I'm gonna go in with the tweezers and see if I can't get it out. I cannot. Let me try with the Q-tip. Some of it's coming up. The brush I have also has this little tool on the bottom that you can use to like get gunk out. Just gonna do some more little detailing to get all the rest of the lint out that I can. And then what's gonna happen when this gets serviced is they'll do a deeper cleaning of the machine, get the rest of the gunk out that you weren't able to get, and get your machine running back to new. This is just something you can do to extend the life, like I said. Keep your machine nice and clean and keep it running in tip-top shape. Still gonna come out. So I may hit it with the vacuum just one more time and then call it a day. Okay, yeah. I'm gonna hit it with the vacuum once more, brush it once more, and then we'll be good. I'm gonna pause it so I can use the vacuum. Okay, I hit it once more with the vacuum, so I'm just gonna give it one more nice little brush out. Then it will be good to go. Okay, and then you can get sewing machine oil pretty much at any brick and mortar craft store. This came from Joann's. And there's a little spot that looks like it's lint left over inside of the machine, but it's really just the wick for the oil. Sometimes when you take it off, it kind of oozes off the side, so it's nice to have something to wipe that off with. And we're just gonna put a little drop in. Then it is good to go. Machine has been cleaned and it's back to new. So I'm gonna put everything back. Just gonna adapt this a little bit because that was a big drop. Okay. But I'm gonna go ahead and sometimes the back of your throat plate can be a little dusty, so I'm gonna go ahead and dust that too. Okay. Then we're just going to replace that. And then, so we didn't lose our screws. screws, we put them in here. I'm gonna grab my one screw at a time. Just set them back in and spin them in. And then after I get them both set in, I will use the screwdriver to tighten those. Maybe. You don't have to tighten them super tight. You don't want to make it hard for yourself when you go back to clean this again, or when your technician goes to clean it.